you cannot associate action with achievement. Okay? And so many of us associate, I'm so busy every day. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Your actions, you're busy physically, but what are you actually achieving? And when you sit back and you look and say, well, I was so busy this day, but what did you achieve and what did you accomplish? You'll start to plan and visualize your days differently.
Hey, Honesties, welcome back to another episode with your host, Zena. We are closing our Women's History Month with a special guest. She is a private chef and culinary artiste, and she goes by the name Chef Deliche.
How you doing, Zena? Nice to see you.
I am good. Nice to be here with you. Thank you for being here with me.
Thank you for inviting me. And I just want to let you know that it's actually Chef Delish because
Delish.
everything we make is delicious. So,
Chef Deliche.
yes, delish.
Y'all know I have an accent, so I'm going to mess it up.
No, it's
But
okay. Don't worry.
Please feel free to correct me, okay? And
It's
I'm going to
okay.
try my best.
I'm so happy to be here and end out your Women's History Month. It's been an honor, as I was like, letting you know before. I just want to get out there. A lot of my followers and people that know me through my culinary career, I feel like they don't really get to know me as much. And it's easy to hide behind the food when you have a culinary or food business. So I'm so happy to be here because it gets to give me a little bit of background information and just
see your personality shine, right?
And you don't have to see me in my work clothes.
She had the chef coat, baby.
Yes.
It's giving body.
Thank
okay.
you.
and we're coordinating.
Sure, I eat good, but I also try to balance, It's all about balance.
That is true, because you don't want to be going too crazy with the food. But let's get into my Fast Five. So I ask 5 questions of this or that. You give your response, and I might investigate or keep it pushing. Depends on how you
investigate. Okay, let's see. I'm ready.
Giving Dora the Explorer.
I love it.
First one up. When cuddling, do you like being the big spoon or the little spoon?
Oh, okay. I'm trying to be in my feminine soft era. So I'm going to say I like to be the little spoon. I want to be spooned. I want to feel, when you push up and it just kind of go against your butt. And then it's like, yeah, that feeling. But before I didn't mind, being the one that spooned.
The big one.
Like,
big
yeah,
spoon.
like some dudes I've dated, they didn't mind. They actually wanted to be cuddled or maybe get their head caressed. Guys have their things that they like too. So, like going back to balance. It's about balance, give and take. But right now, I'm going to say I would like to be the little spoon.
Yes, soft girl era, manifested. I like it for you.
Yes.
Would you rather have a personal masseuse or a personal driver?
Oh, well, I've had a personal driver before, and I want to say that is definitely a luxury, and it costs. And sometimes it's more cost efficient for you to just drive yourself. So I'll have to go with a driver only because I don't feel like I need a massage every day, but I do drive a lot, and I drive every day. It's part of my everyday life. So I would definitely go with private driver.
Got it.
Chauffeur.
That makes sense. See, honestly, though, I can't choose between those two.
Really?
I can't, because I don't got no license yet. I'm working on that. I'm 32 without no license.
Do you know how to drive?
I've been learning.
Okay.
So I got the basics down packed, still working on the parking.
Parking is really hard. It's going to take you a few years. I'm going to let you know this now. To really be able to, get in any spot with cars coming or on a tight street. Parking is a very skilled sport, I would say. So don't beat yourself up. A lot of people still can't park. But if you can learn to drive in New York City, you're a driver. Because New York City is the worst place to drive.
So I'm going to be a driver because...
You can be a driver and, just gauge your parking. Like, oh, yeah, I know I could fit there for sure. I could park there. But if you know you can't fit, don't even try it. Yeah. It's embarrassing. People start looking at you. You get nervous. You know you can fit, but you're messing up. No, trust me.
And the looks just makes it even more nerve-wracking. And I'm like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, it's like the pressure is on. Like, all eyes is on Zena. Right?
Yeah.
I know, trust me. I've been driving for I'm 28. I learned how to drive when I was 15.
Sheesh, I had 13 years, girl.
Yeah, I got a learner's permit at 16. And then I had a junior license, which is like a DJ driving class.
Yes.
Yeah, so my parents had to sign off on it, saying that I think about I want to say it was like maybe 600 hours. It was a lot of hours
Okay.
of supervised driving.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and it was like a list, and every time my mom took me out to drive, we had to fill it out, the time, how long we went out for, and it was actually tedious. I don't even think they probably really checked it.
Probably
But
not.
I mean, I had a driver's license since I was 17 years old, but I learned when I was 15.
That's crazy. You
Yeah.
inspire me to listen. Before April ends, I'm gonna get
Yeah.
my license.
You can.
I'm gonna get my
Absolutely.
license.
The driving test, I feel like is easy. It comes with experience where you really learn how to drive.
Yeah.
Because all you need is to know is the basics to pass, like the test, the written and the actual test.
Yeah.
You just need to know the basics, and don't stare
And
at
that
the
I
instructor.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I know. It's the more technical. But would you rather dress up casual and comfortable or, glamming, cute?
Okay. I'm a leggings workout everyday type of girl. If I could wear sweatpants to any occasion, any place, I will.
That's okay.
But I now notice that when you look a certain way, you feel a certain way. And it's like when you look good, you feel good. So at the same time, as long as I'm in those comfortable clothes, I'm comfortable. But I may not always feel sexy, or I may not always feel like I draw like attention, that you might receive when you may be dressed a different type of way.
Yeah.
So I would definitely go for the glam. I definitely have been dressing up more, coming out of my comfort zone. Like if I know I'm leaving the house, I live far, I'm gonna be dressed for the day. Maybe I got a little change up outfit in the car, but I'm definitely gonna go with glammed. I feel like we should be glammed up, especially if you're looking for a man.
Hello.
Girl. They like you when you're natural and you got everything and you in the leggings, but it's something different about when you dressed up and you got on that dress, and that little lash, and that gloss.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
It's striking. It's just like
it's like, oh yeah, it's different. It's like, oh, she's beautiful. She has a nice body, or the leggings and the workout clothes that give you some shape, natural hair, but
it's
you
cute.
Dress,
you know what I'm saying? Like
cute.
to me, like the leggings and sweaters, whatever. That's cute.
Yeah,
it's safe. It's comfortable. When I want to be seen, I know what to do.
Yeah,
and that's
absolutely facts.
Nice
and I want to be seen. Listen, guys, see me, okay?
She said, holla at her.
And it's not just about men. Other women see you and notice you. People, somebody may just come up and talk to you, and they may strike a business conversation, or they may be in your field or make it help you, or vice versa. But they may not have spoken to you if they weren't attracted or drawn to you. And it starts by what you have on: your face, your hair, your nails, your shoes. Like we live in a materialistic world. Yeah. And as much as people say materials don't matter, looks don't matter, they absolutely do.
They do.
Absolutely. We eat with our eyes. We wouldn't eat
all the time.
If you're like, oh, no, that looks good. And it might not even taste good, but it looks good.
Visually.
So you were interested. Yeah.
People like visually pleasing stuff. We like aesthetics, especially in
heavy on aesthetics.
The year that we're in, so it just makes sense. This one pertains to sex. Would you rather have one long round of sex or multiple rounds? I've asked a man this question before. I actually asked Moosey this question. Shout out to Moosey.
Yeah, shout out to Moosey. That's a really good friend of mine.
And so I'm curious to see the difference in like male and female responses.
It's crazy because I want to know what his response was, because we actually have the same sign. It's really one of my good friends. Been friends almost 10 years now. So now you got me curious to think.
He said one long round.
I was going to say one long round too, a good round. I mean, I feel like after a good round, you might not necessarily need another round right away. So it's like...
I can't agree.
You can't agree? Okay. I mean, speaking for myself, if we went a good round, and I mean, it was lengthy. And
how long is lengthy for you? Like how long is a good round?
Realistically, like if you lose track of time, like 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, like I've been around maybe like... One dude was like, I'm like, bro, I'm tapping out. I can't. This is too much at this point. But I will say 30 minutes is a good round. Okay. By then, you done worked up a sweat. You got a few positions going. You got to, get in there. Most times, I'm already finished. I'm waiting for him. I got mine. When you going to get yours? At this point, after 30 minutes, I'm like, okay, now. Like, you start being like, babe, like,
come for me.
Yes, exactly. Like, I'm ready. Because Boy, that legs start giving out. I was like, yeah, I had to hit the gym a couple of times. I was rusty. I'm like, when you working out, it
Mhm.
helps with the rounds. So I'll say that.
That's what I'm saying, right? Because I work out frequently.
Okay.
So like I realize when I work out my sex drive is higher.
Yeah.
So I look like a nympho because after like one long round, I still want like two more. So
You know what's crazy is that I can completely understand that because when was dating dudes who were not as athletic or their fitness schedule wasn't as intense as mine,
Mhm.
they just cannot last. Like one round, I'm knocking them out cold, sleep. I'm like, dude, like get up.
Oh, don't get me
Like,
wrong, I get my rounds. Oh,
yeah, oh.
oh yeah. No.
A couple of dudes, I'm like, yeah, this is not gonna work for me. You just a crash and burn, and I'm sitting here like, dude, I'm still up.
Yeah, I
And
couldn't
it
do
also has to
that.
do with the age. Sometimes you got to take a few things into accountability with the
Mhm.
rounds, as far as like, you may want more rounds, but your partner cannot physically produce. And they have to look at their eating habits. You have to look at their physical exercise. You have to look at their
Rest.
eating,
All these
drinking,
things.
smoking.
Yeah.
Some dudes do other drugs. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like some dudes are stressed. So a lot of those things take into accountability. But for me, I'll take one good round and maybe recuperation and come back. I can't go back to back.
I feel you.
I haven't been able to do that in years. And maybe it might be because I haven't dated dudes whose stamina was
Was
like that
up.
in years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You gonna know though when it's
yeah, he
time.
gonna he gonna be like, listen, I don't wanna hear none of that. But most dudes, like I said, I put them to sleep, so I can't really talk. And I got some nah, I wouldn't say. I don't know how
Listen,
juicy
we
I
gonna
wanna
get
get.
there. Hold on, we
I don't
gonna get
know
there.
because
We go.
what do you do after you're not satisfied after that one round and he's sleeping?
Ooh. Save that question.
Okay.
We gonna bring that in later on. Let me
Okay.
close out the this or that segment real quick. I know you're a chef, so I had to put a little food on there, right?
Okay.
Would you have only one fried chicken or mac and cheese?
Oh.
Mm.
Mac and cheese because I can eat that with multiple things. Fried chicken is like,
Mm.
okay, fried chicken, but I feel like mac and cheese is a staple. My grandmother, God rest her soul, she made it every Sunday for years, generations, even sometimes during the week with, other meals. So I have to say
Yes,
mac and cheese. That's nostalgic.
I like
Can't.
it. Same.
Fried chicken I can live without.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well then, that concludes our Fast Five segment. I'm just gonna hop right into it. You
Okay.
coined yourself a serial entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
You have your hands in a lot of different businesses. Walk me down that lane. What?
Okay.
Tell me first. What do you have going on outside of culinary, and then bring it back to culinary.
Okay, so I want to say first, I'm a hustler. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna make a way, and the one thing I'm gonna do is get me some money.
Hmm.
And one of the hardest things I struggled with was always keeping that same lane, but somehow in the food industry.
I see what you mean.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I
Mhm.
found myself struggling over the years, doing various different things that may not have went with culinary, and it was a give and take. Like sometimes I was doing this, sometimes I was doing that. But I feel like when you really focused on one avenue, and if it's your passion
Mhm.
and you're really passionate about it, then things will begin to fall into place.
Yeah.
So as I began my culinary journey, I literally let my personality lead the way. And hospitality,
Really?
yeah, that's a big thing.
That's
Because
true.
when you go to a restaurant or anywhere, catering, you hire a chef, hospitality, customer service is number one. So
Mhm.
is the food, but before they even have a chance to even taste, see, even understand your worth ethic, they're gonna meet you and greet you first.
And feel that energy and that
Yeah.
vibe. Yeah. I used
Yeah.
to maitre d'. I worked in
Oh really?
hospitality for
Okay.
8 years
I can see
as a
that. You look
maitre
like a
d'.
beautiful hostess.
Thank
You know, the host
you.
stand and they greet you. You have a nice smile.
Yeah, so I definitely get that because you have to like warm them up. It's
Yes.
like inviting someone to your
Yes. It has
home,
to feel
right?
invigorating, like, oh wow, like warm, you want to feel
Yeah.
like they hugged you, but not physically, but
Mm-hmm.
just with the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And that's really paved the way for a lot of the things that I've done over the years. For example, I started my culinary catering business back in 2017.
Nice.
And originally, I was selling plates from my mom's house, frozen drinks like pina coladas, blue Hawaiians, margaritas. I
Mm-hmm.
would do like Taco Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
This thing that I was doing called Fried Fridays really picked up, which was on Fridays, of course. And I would do a bunch of fried items like fried fish, fried shrimp, fried chicken, wings, mac and cheese, collard greens. a whole bunch of items, you name
Everything
it.
fried.
Yeah, but that would be the day when everyone would order. And honestly, it was a little bit slow at first, but word to mouth is very powerful. And any business, I say, but in being an entrepreneur, period, word to mouth referrals will be your top tier ways of getting more bookings and more money because you have a vouch, someone vouching for you. It's almost like when you get in a job and they ask for your references and your resume. They need to vouch for your credibility.
And also, it's the emotion that comes from word of mouth too, right?
Absolutely.
Like,
It's
because you're able,
passionate. Yeah. And I
exactly.
physically know you. It's not a review or it could be BS because a lot of times people feel like, it's BS.
Yeah.
But like I said, over the years, just my personality, meeting people through doing these bookings, literally almost every booking I did, I got another booking from either there instantly or somewhere down the line, maybe next week. Hey, I'm actually having something in 2 weeks and I need someone. Okay, no problem. Call me. I'll call you. Best thing to do is take their contact and call them.
Yeah. Follow up.
Yeah, because they'll remember or they might remember too late or they may not be as adamant about it. But if you want that booking, whatever it may be, you have to follow up. So as I began to kind of venture off into a few other things, Moosey became a major role in my life. He actually was doing I wouldn't want to say PR, but he was managing my social media. And he also began managing me as far as assisting me with bookings and venturing out and doing things of this
Because
sort.
he's
Like
well
shows.
connected.
Yes, very
So
well connected. And he's a beautiful soul
he
as
is.
well. And he's very giving. And he was like, hey, listen, you want to make money? I want to make money. I have the connections. You know what I mean? Like we could
You
definitely
have the
work together.
talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, I didn't even know that this was something that he was doing. So like I say, when you kind of network and just speak up, and when you know something that you need, ask your network.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
Absolutely. And your network is your net worth. So, and if you can't call someone right now that you know may be able to help you, assist you, or guide you, it's kind of like the people around you are pointless.
Yes,
So-
you got to change your circle up.
Yeah.
They always say if you're the smartest person in your circle, you're not in the right
Yeah,
circle.
something's absolutely
there's
wrong.
no room for
and,
growth.
and that's okay. Some people are not able to be around people of those sorts because they're not secure enough. But he really just came in and kind of just took over. He was always doing a lot, especially when he was working with different brands and other artists. So it was kind of like, hey, A Boogie's having a music video in New Jersey next week. They always order pizza or some type of BS food. It's going to be 100 people. This is the budget. Do you think you can work with it? I'm like, hell yeah. Are you crazy? Like, don't even matter. And honestly, I will tell you this. A lot of people don't know. I did a lot of pro bono work in my beginning years, especially in around 2019. That year, I made a lot of money after. But it was like, hey, these people are at the studio, we might gonna get some food, or they gonna go try to see if they could go eat at such and such restaurant for comp, of course, because everybody wants comp.
Of course.
But that's another
You're
story.
somebody.
That's another story, Zena. We're gonna go there later. But yeah, so I'm just kind of like, okay, no problem. I'm there. This is what I can do. This is what I got to work with. It better not be no more than 10 people. Better not be no more than 5 people.
Is that like mostly for celebs though?
Yeah.
Yeah,
celebs.
right? Okay.
A lot of celebrities at that. At that point, people felt like I was making umpteen amounts of money. And I'm like, the average working person is willing to pay your price over a celebrity or over someone who you may think is in this high caliber stature, status.
Yeah.
They don't want to pay, and it's not. I'm not gonna say it's not their fault, but a lot of things are given to them, so it's give and take. Like they will pay for what they want, but a lot of the times they want to know that you're worth it in a sense, and that might not be the right words, but that's how they feel.
To some extent,
Yeah.
I do see what you're saying, but also I feel like they're so used to being gifted things
Yes.
also because
For
people
promotional.
hello.
events, yeah.
Exactly. So with your industry and what you do, it's kind of like, yeah, show me that you're worth this money that you're
Show
asking
me
for.
that your food is good.
Exactly.
I see a gram, but is it really what it looks like?
Yeah.
And I
or
got
does
that
it
a lot.
taste like how it looks, right? Because it's a
Absolutely.
gamble when it comes
I mean,
to
that's with anything.
any service.
Yeah, you go to a restaurant, your drink might be strong. Like some people drink heavy, so the drinks at the bar may not be up to your liking. But it's like it doesn't mean that the drink isn't good.
And that's what I was about to say too. It's in any service, any industry. So you can't just because I'm doing this and I have a name for myself and I'm not like Roof Chris or I don't know where they go these days, but it's like
They go into the Sailors and the Pandas and the Brooklyn Chop House.
there.
And absolutely, I feel like it's nothing wrong with those names, but it's just a name.
I'm just saying, give me the same respect you give
Yeah,
them.
absolutely.
Period. Because I'm sure you didn't walk in there on your first time on some, yo, let me get my meal for free to see if I like it or not.
Absolutely. Or
You know?
the bill was $1,000. I want to pay 800. You would never. You could never.
So
But they don't. And that's another story, Zena, because
Girl.
that's a different topic. But I will say a lot of celebrities and a lot of influencers are gifted.
Mhm.
So I do not knock them. I absolutely understand, where they're coming from.
Yeah.
And they're gonna try you. And I feel like it wouldn't be especially the New York way if they didn't try you.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna
that is
see what they could
true.
get if they could get something. So
Can I ask you
yes.
real quick? Who's your favorite celeb you've cooked for?
Of course, Busta Rhymes is my favorite celebrity. I worked with him for over 5 years. He's my longest client in the hip hop and entertainment industry. So I'll definitely say he's my favorite. I've made the most money with him, so why wouldn't he be?
Who wouldn't you cook for again? Now that's the tea.
I don't think I can name drop. Definitely signed a few NDAs in my career. So I like to keep everything copacetic. I don't burn any bridges. Everything's pretty much solid. Sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't. And it's okay to walk away and it's okay to stay.
Yeah.
To each his own. I've been in plenty of situations where people have gotten fired that were considered coworkers, or people have been fired and rehired. You know what I mean? Like it's a give and take in any industry. And I feel like even in the corporate world, sometimes you may have lost your job, you may have quit, and your job is calling, begging you back because they see they need you.
I've been there.
And I've been there too.
been there.
And that's when people don't understand that they become so used to having you that it's like they forget your worth in
Your
a sense
value.
and your value to their life. And as a chef, I've realized that I bring value to a lot of my clients' lives, even if it's helping them with making their lives easier. They may have families, or they're always on the road traveling, and they need a chef that can prepare meals for them, or they have diabetes, high blood pressure, they need to lose weight or gain weight. And a lot of people have told me, like, you've saved my life.
I saw you with Busta and his transformation also, like how much he slimmed down.
That was one of my biggest transformations. Along with him, I also, on him, he lost 86 pounds in about 18 months. In a total working together, he lost over 106 pounds throughout the years. And sometimes we gauge, we pick up, we lose. I've worked with him constantly. Like, hey, chef, I'm not gonna lie, I put on a few pounds. We get back on it for a few weeks.
Listen, life be life, and you
And
take a
that's everyone.
vacation.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're happy, you're busy. It's like your diet is gonna change. I think what's important is like realizing the change, realizing your body
and
changing.
taking action.
Exactly.
People don't hold themselves accountable. They're like, oh, I'm so busy, I can't eat the way I need to. And it's like, but you acknowledge that you need to eat better, but you just won't make the time to.
And put in the effort.
It's silly. It's contradictory. You know? And honestly, I feel like with him, he reminded me a lot of my dad. Just being an older age and stubborn. And a lot of older men, they don't have the best eating habits and they don't eat as healthy as they should.
Yeah.
And it's really until you get kind of like a health scare, or you're gearing up for something in your life and you're like, I gotta look good.
Yeah.
So, of course, that's when everybody's like, I need to lose 20 pounds. I need to get right. And it's like, you ain't feel that way 2 weeks ago when you was out, steak, lamb chops, and king crab legs and with the butter, But I feel like that's everyone.
Yeah.
We getting married. I just had a baby. We use that as an excuse instead of being constantly consistent. And I tell people all the time, like, I'm living proof. Like, I'm not going to say anything, but my body weight is always up and down. But I always manage to keep myself looking good because I have to be conscious. I can't be telling people you gotta worry about what you're eating and I'm looking sloppy.
Exactly.
Or I can't be telling women like, hey, you are what you eat and I'm looking malnourished.
You
know
can't
what
be
I
a
mean?
hypocrite.
Yeah, like you gotta live what you speak and speak what you live. And honestly, it all comes back full circle. You can't be telling this person, oh, live out your dreams, but you scared to chase yours. So when I tell people, I've never told someone quit your job or this and that, and I have so many different views and aspects, but I will say, follow your dreams, and I had to pay to get where I was going. Like I was paying Moose, I was paying another dude who was helping getting me bookings. I started paying for marketing, paying for promo. I was even paying Wick doing the pro bono work for certain
Nice.
music videos, studio pull-ups. Certain people were in town. Hey, I could get you access to come to their B&B and cook for them. They're gonna post you, and it's like, okay, I was starting out. I was maybe in my second year. I just came back from my first tour with Busta. We had been gone for about 3 months in 2019. Yeah. And then we got it extended, and I'm like, okay, let's do it.
And like, yeah, this is
And it was
happening.
beautiful. Just I got to travel around with him, but when I came back, it was like, what now?
Yeah.
You know? And I tell people this all the time. The celebrities and the influencers and those things are great, but you need that consistent, steady flow. That's the only way you're gonna be able to grow and strive as a business. You know? So I was like, okay, well, I'm not working with Buster right now. What's next? All right. I always had to figure it out.
Like,
You
you
know?
can't depend on that one person to carry your business for you. You know,
Especially for
like,
how long do you expect it to last? So,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of business, I do want to ask you, have you ever mixed business with pleasure? Like, listen, I've worked in hospitality. I've dated a chef. I shouldn't have.
Yeah, I don't never like to shit where I sleep, okay? I like to ignore you. If I want to ghost you, listen, I'm a queen of ghosting. If I want to ghost you, I don't want to have to see you at work, at home, know your family, know I'm
Hold
going to run
on.
into you at the gym. I don't like mixing business with pleasure because, like I said, if I want to be done, I like to be done.
What if it's just a client, though? What if,
Never.
like,
I've never crossed that
damn.
line. Never, ever, ever. I've never done anything with a client. I've never done anything with coworkers that I've worked with, or if we've been on tour. And that's hard to believe for a lot of guys that I've dated.
Okay.
Anytime I've been on a
Oh.
tour,
Oh,
they just
yeah.
think, oh, you're around umpteenth amount of dudes, and you look good, and I know they on you, and you're going for 3 months,
Girl,
6
that's their
months.
insecurity.
Yeah, but I'm
Like,
like, babe, you want to fly out and see me? Like, oh, I'm gonna come and see you. I got an off day, couple days. You know what I'm saying? In these 5-star hotels, pull up
you making
on me.
all these
Like,
assumptions.
pull up
It's
on me. But they, like I said, you're right. It's an insecurity thing. But as much as I don't want to accept that, because I feel like I make it so warm and inviting, and I let
yeah,
you know, even if I'm on the phone with you, like, chill, I'm on the phone with my man, I'm on the phone with my
like
dude,
you're
like,
open.
give me a
You,
second, like I'm talking to my guy, like I'm gonna let dudes know, and I have no problem. Hey, I'm working, but you wanna go on my little AirPod? No problem. You want me to call you back? Hey, babe, this is what I'm doing. Like, I'm one of those type of females. Like, you're never, ever, ever gonna feel like I'm doing something. And if you feel like I'm doing something, it's because I am. Because I'm like, I answer my phone. Like, I'm not like I'm. You might miss a call, but
yeah.
I just like to make my dude feel comfortable, and I know those situations.
Oh no, you answer your phone because I accidentally called you the first time. I was gonna save the number. You called me right back, and I'm like, girl, I can't talk right now.
No, it's
But
okay. Listen, my phone is money, girl.
it's
Okay,
living proof.
yeah, I answer my phone. Like, don't I answer numbers, even if I might think it's a bill collector, funny number, scam. Likely, I'm answering
Wow.
because my number is like on Google. It's on my Instagram page. It's attached in the subscription on my email. If I send an email, so I feel like sometimes people may contact you, and if you want to make money and be a business owner, you have to be reachable. Until you
Absolutely.
outsource to have maybe customer service or a VA or even an assistant or anything like that. It's like you are the business. You wear all hats of the business.
Yeah.
So if I want to make money, and I've made so much money off just that response rate. Like, I can go through my DM right now, and customers will tell you, I hit up 4 chefs and they still haven't gotten back to me. You gotten back to me. We had a consultation. You gave me a quote. I'm already submitting a deposit, and I'm hearing back from them 4 or 5 days later.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes 2 weeks at a time. Customers have told me that some chefs have never even written them back or left them on scene. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, they like,
Like,
you write
why?
back right away. I'm like, yeah, girl, I'm in my DM, I'm in my email, I'm in my phone, I'm in the club checking my email.
And that's how it should be because
Yeah.
when I'm constantly like, hi, following up, I feel like I'm chasing you now for your service. Like, I would like to work with you. I
Yeah.
would like your service. But how many emails do I have to send for you to notice me and be like, all right, let me make some time? Because then that tells me how serious you are about your business, also.
Also, you're not begging to give me money. I want your money. This is my business. This is how I'm making a living. And at this point, Zena, I haven't had a job in over 6 years.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Self-employed. It hasn't been easy. I'm not saying it's glitz and glam.
Mhm.
It's been ups and downs, and
That's with
yeah, that's with
every
everything, even at work. You know, sometimes you
exactly.
go to work, you complaining, but then other days you love your coworkers and it's a great day, and you might have gotten a bonus, you may have gotten a raise, and
Yeah.
you know, it's everything's temporary. And
Yeah.
when you learn that, you take nothing personal.
That's a fact.
And I just feel like it wasn't it for me. I've went forward and I'm not going back. And I've had some really good months. It's had some rough months.
Mhm.
Had some okay months, some up and down months. But I will say this: I know where I want to go and the life I want to live. I'm not gonna get there working for another company or
Mhm.
corporation unless I'm high up, CFO, CEO, or you got to be in finance, software engineer. You got to
Mhm.
be a doctor,
Like you got a
lawyer.
whole
You
weight.
gotta be one of those top tier careers
Yeah.
to really pull in umpteenth amounts of money.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of careers that fall underneath and in between that you can have a great life and an okay life, a
Mhm.
mediocre life, and you may live a life of poverty.
Mhm.
There's a that's the median. There's jobs for everyone.
Everyone. Yeah.
But when you decide the life you want to live, then you need to know how much money you need to make to live that life, or you want to live that life, or at least that will guide you down that path and open up doors, you know?
Mhm.
But for me, I'm like, listen, this ain't it. I feel like every time I was making this amount of money, I wanted more money. I wanted more money. I wanted more money. Then I'm working a job, I'm doing drinks and food, and I'm like, you telling me I made what I make in 2 weeks in a weekend,
Mhm. No, it's like,
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
why am I
Now I
here?
gotta get up on Monday, go to this 9 to 5. I'm taking a crowded 4 train to Wall Street. I'm one of the only few African Americans in the office, bunch of racist people in there.
Mhm.
Good job though.
That doesn't
But it
but
didn't
yeah.
matter
Yeah.
because I was making more on my own.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, but you gotta get up at the crack of dawn and you going in a hostel, you going here, you going there, then you gotta pack it, you working out your mom's house. No problem.
Mhm. That's
That's
temporary.
temporary.
We right here.
That's temporary. And I was okay with it.
Yeah.
But everybody's like, oh girl, that's so much.
Girl, isn't that
Who?
what it always is though?
For who? For you
For
or for
you.
me?
Mhm.
You saying it's too much because your thought process can't even begin to fathom what it takes for me to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Even though it seems like, oh, she's just selling plates at her mom's house or she just making drinks or whatever the case may be. No, there's a lot that goes on to the
That
behind the
you
scenes
don't
to make it
see.
run.
Yeah. A lot of people don't see the behind the scenes
Yeah, they
though.
don't. They don't see that I'm calling my mom, my grandma, and I got my mom calling out of work because I'm like, Mom, I got mad orders. There's no way I could do the delivery, be at home making the orders. You know what? We just about to start making pans of food now. Now I'm making pans of mash, pans of mash. It's a brain process to begin to now kind of transform the business. Your boss does that.
Mhm.
When the volume is increasing at your job,
You got to
you
scale.
don't know anything about it. They come in and tell you the new protocols.
Yeah. That's true.
You're not the one that has to be the brain and the power. You're the manpower.
Mhm.
And the world runs on manpower. Very few use their brain power.
Mhm.
That's why there's a 1%. Only 1% is rich, wealthy.
Wealthy.
Why is that? When there's trillions of us,
And the money's there.
there's plenty of money there.
It's
There's
having the
plenty of
brain
money there.
power to get to
There's
it.
never gonna be enough supply for demand. There's always gonna be more people that need their hair done, nails done, that need chefs, that need to take mass transportation
Mhm.
than it is that is gonna be able to provide the service.
Mhm.
That's why everybody's workers.
Yeah.
So the average worker, they're going to someone who provides a service to do their nails.
Mhm.
Dudes need haircuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kids need tutors.
Yeah.
There's never gonna be more tutors than it is kids. To tutor.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's be realistic. So once you realize the system, like you can't really be mad at how our government, how everything works, because it's a system and it all stems back to business. And I used to feel bad, like, oh, business owners, they get all these percent. That's how they teach us. They get all these tax breaks, they get this and that, but we make the world go round, and it's less of us than it is of the consumer.
And I
So-
mean, that is capitalism at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
That's really all it comes down to. It's like I have something you want.
You're
You're
gonna
gonna pay.
I need. I want the money. You want the product. You want the service. It's a barter.
Yeah.
It just became now where we're not bartering goods and services, but in exchange of money.
Mm-hmm.
And it just all flows back together. Like, listen, you want to get that money, you got to figure out these systems.
Yeah.
And once you understand how things work, it's easier, but it takes a lot. Trial and error, investing. Every time I made money, I spent money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, people are like, oh, you buying all this catering stuff. My mom's like, where you gonna put this stuff? Don't worry, I'm gonna get in a place.
It's an investment.
I'm gonna figure it out. I got a storage unit now. I'm going here. I moved to this apartment now. I got a whole bedroom for just my catering stuff. You know what I mean? I want to expand. I want to do more. As I made more money, I've always invested more money, and it's made me make more money. And people are always like, oh, I just sold 50 cupcakes. Okay, what did you do with the money that you made? You spent it on your hair and your nails. Now you can't even go make more cupcakes to make more money because you spent it.
You didn't invest. Yeah.
The same thing, So when you learn that and you say, okay, I'm going to pay for marketing, I'm going to pay for PR, I'm going to pay somebody to manage my social media, I'm going to pay someone to manage me and be out there advocating for me to get me bookings, that's when you begin to win. And honestly, I still don't feel like I'm winning, but I feel like I've progressed and I've made major progressions from investing into going to culinary school. Like, that degree cost me $40,000. And I feel like it was not worth. I mean, I'm not gonna say that because there's people in culinary school, but to me, I feel like I was in the game and I already was like maybe 3 or 4 years in, where it taught me things, but I knew a lot already.
Yeah,
I could have probably.
You're more so self-taught than.
Yeah,
like you got some technical things. I feel like with the degree,
words. It's all about technicality, and a degree.
Yeah.
And that degree though, later on down the years, when I got offers to do bigger events for like maybe higher class people. And I'm not talking about celebrities. I'm talking about people that actually like their assistant is gonna look into your background.
High net worth people.
Credentials, yeah. Or events where it's like, okay, you're a catering company. Well, okay, well, what certificates do you have for that? Anything. Well, okay, well, we went to culinary. Like, do you have a culinary degree? Even some, I'm not gonna say artists, but sport athletes asked for my credentials. Wow. And I was like, well, thankfully I had it,
Yeah.
So you may not have this grand restaurant, you know what I mean, where you have all these licenses and permits, but you did show that you invested into yourself and your skill set, and that you are trained, and that will set you aside from many others.
People take you seriously because you took yourself seriously.
Absolutely. And they want to just know it's comfortability.
Yeah.
All right, I know she know how to cook my chicken properly. I know she knows not to cross-contaminate. You know what I'm saying? Because she has that degree. And it doesn't necessarily mean that there's other people, and I've met other chefs that I felt like were more skilled and knew more than me. But it's just investment, you know what I mean? And just really like personal development. Like, hey, I'm gonna look at these YouTube videos, or hey, I'm gonna see if I can find some free classes, or but I knew me and the path that I was going down, and people that were around, they were like, I wouldn't hire you if you didn't go to culinary school. And I'm around people that I know won't hire you if you didn't go to culinary school.
Oh, wow.
And this was a dude, his name was Deshaun. He was managing me as well for about 15% commission of any major gigs that he got me. He actually got me the first tour that I went on with Busta.
Okay.
Nice. And a lot of people, they felt like, how'd you get that? How'd you get that? I would have never paid him that. And, I'm like, but you wouldn't be here
if you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because I was worried. And we do this a lot, self-sabotage. And, I know we got to move on. We can leave this here. But self-sabotage is a real thing.
It is.
And I thought 15%, I'm going away for 6 months. This is the salary. Whew, that might be a lot up front. The key word is up front. I made assumptions, and I assumed he was going to want the money up front.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, no, I'm telling my mom. I'm calling around. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to have this money, Yeah. He's like, he's like, yo, what's up? Like, you, what's going on with you? Like, you're not really answering my calls. Like, you start ducking the self-sabotage instead of being confrontational and
not even confrontational, being communicative and
yes, having good communication. I want to say that too, because sometimes we mix it too, being confrontational and just having clear communication.
Yes.
And if I could have communicated with him, like, listen, I'm good for the money. He said I'm signing this contract. I'm going on this tour. He's gonna pay me.
Once I get it, you get it.
Pay me, yeah. But I don't have the money up front. He starts chuckling. He's like, girl, I'm not asking you for the money up front. He's like, you can either give it to me at the end of the tour, or you can give it to me in a couple of weeks, you know what I mean? He's like, yo, like, he's like, and he's just laughing. He's like, it's not even my concern or
'Cause
my worry.
You stressing
And I'm just
yourself.
like,
You're
whew.
sabotaging the opportunity.
Yes.
All
Ducking. Now I'm sad. I'm putting bad energy on the opposite. Like, I don't need to
yeah.
go. Oh, this and that. And I'm like, of
All
course I
because
want
of
to
a
go.
misunderstanding and miscommunication. Like clarity.
It's key.
Yeah.
It's so key. And I was so nervous, Dina. Like, I was just like, I didn't know what to do because I just know I didn't have the money.
How much money was it? Do you mind like a ballpark estimate?
Yeah, it was like around $3,500.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
would have just
Up front, before I
no.
left, I didn't have it.
Especially when
But
you had to pay for everything to get there for those.
oh no, absolutely not.
Oh,
Everything's all expense paid. I
oh
didn't have to
great.
pay.
Okay.
Most things you might have to pay up front. Maybe like if I took an Uber to the airport, check my
Mm-hmm.
bags. And at first I felt the same way. I'm like, ooh, these things are kind of adding up. They're like, girl, you
You're
don't keep your
covering
receipts
it.
and expense.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you send your invoices for your pay, you send your
Get
expenses
that
for the 2 weeks.
reimbursement.
But like I said, it all goes back to paying to play
Mm-hmm.
because you have to have money. Like I'm not gonna lie, thankfully he did pay us out on I want to say the first or second day of the tour,
Mm-hmm.
just as a kind of like an advance, but it was like a first pay and then you wait 2 weeks and kind of rolled it out. We didn't
Okay.
have to wait 2 weeks to get paid, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
But
Nice.
I already was like, all right, let me have a few coins because I don't know what to expect. And it really goes back to communication because I felt like as I got more comfortable, I communicated more. And I didn't know. And a lot of people don't understand in certain situations, the best thing is to just speak up.
Mm-hmm.
I would have saved myself a lot of worry, questions, and just a bunch of brain power that I didn't need to use if you just communicate.
Yeah.
And in those type of instances, I'm thankful that I was able to travel, all expenses paid. Yes, I was away from my family. I was away from my own business. And like you have to pick things up when you come back because
Mm-hmm.
you still have to live and
Mm-hmm.
eat and you have other customers and things are not always gonna pick up like they were.
Yeah.
People are like,
Before.
oh, are you back in town? Oh, I thought you just up and left, or you was with Buster. I don't know. It's so much energy you
Can
get.
I ask you how do you like balance it all, like between like catering, your restaurant? Are you dating or trying to date? I suppose, right? You need time to date. That in itself
See
is
that
so.
my relationships always seem to crash and burn.
What's the longest relationship you've been in since you started this business?
Honestly,
Honestly, though.
4 years. I was dealing with a dude on and off for 6 years.
Okay. That's
Never again. Ladies, if you know you gotta go, just go. Okay, just go. You know when you know, you know. We try to stick around, just go. It was like honestly, I feel like I could be further along if I had the right partner, because the wrong partner will hold you back, but the right partner will set you ahead,
That's
and
a
you
fact.
guys kind of work together. And I just feel like right now a lot of the dudes that I was dating were hindering me, and they were
How
either
so? Is it like the demand for time or like the complaints? Like how do you think they were hindering you?
in the hospitality industry, a lot of the time we work weekends, nights, and
And late
holidays.
nights,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if I'm dating, let's say the average dude who may have a corporate job, he may work a 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
He can't up and go to Miami on Tuesday.
No.
You know what I'm saying? He don't want to hear that, babe. I got a booking. Maybe you want to come, or I got to do this on Tuesday and I'm going to be home late, or I can't hang out on Saturday and Sunday. So we got to have date night on Wednesday. I wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning, babe. I can't go on a date night on Wednesday. And it's like, oh, well, I don't have anything to do this week. So I'm free. It's like the schedules wouldn't work out.
Being
So
like
I
that.
noticed, like, okay, maybe let me try to date the entrepreneurial, the dudes who have a different aspect.
Whose life is more like
Flexible like mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I might have dated drug dealers or the dudes who had
Scam them there.
yeah, certain type of lifestyles, and those don't really work because most times they're consumed with what they're doing and they try to make you a worker or consume you with what they need to do, or you guys are trying to balance what you both need to do, and there's no real structure because no one has a real schedule. We make our own schedule. So now today we both may have needed to do things, but we laying around in bed all day, or we went out to eat and went to the mall, and now the day got away from us and we did nothing. It's like balance.
Yeah.
So I feel like I haven't met that person where I've been able to just have it all with. And I've had instances where I thought, you know, in my previous relationship, but like I said, every time I go on a tour or I take a contractual job,
something big,
it just doesn't make it, you know? And I'm not saying it's always them. Sometimes it's both.
Yeah.
You know, but a lot of times it's them.
It be y'all.
It's
Y'all
be
be in y'all
real. Like,
feelings.
you know, dudes say, oh, I want this girl. She has a career. She has
got
a
her own
car.
thing
She got
going.
a house. She's doing her own money. She got a body. She's this. But they just can't handle it.
You know, I love to hear you say that as a woman because men say that all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like women want these high value men, but then they cry about that man not having enough time for her and
That's a fact.
And it's like, but it goes both ways, you know? And every time I hear the conversation, it's always from the male perspective or from the female
Really?
who's not getting
What she
that
wants.
time and, you know, what she wants from the man she's dating because of the position he holds or, you know, what he
I mean,
does.
I will say this. High value men are busy.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Let's just get this correct. They're busy, but they will make time. And that's the key thing. Because it's like, hey, babe, I got a business lunch. I got to be at 2 o'clock. But you know what? I'm free from 12 to 2. Let's go work out. I know you like to work out. I'm gonna hit the gym. Or you know what? I have this membership. Let's go to the sauna and relax in the jacuzzi tonight. My day wraps up at 9. What about you? Oh, I'm finished at 10. All right, cool. Let's meet then. You know, it's kind of you compromise and you bend and you mend and it's like, okay, you know what, babe? I don't have time to go out this week, but next week what day you want? It's yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you give and take. And the same thing with me. A few times, you know, I had to be like, oh, I canceled on this dude 3 times. I know but things really coming up. And I'm like, but you have to be okay with knowing that this is the most important thing, what I'm focused on, and I'm worried about me.
Prioritize.
And that's what men do.
Yeah.
And for us and a lot of women, we don't do that.
Yeah.
We're going to put our man first no matter what. We're going to compromise. We're going to bend that schedule. We're going to find that babysitter. We're going to call out of work. We're going to make it do what we got to do. Move hell and high water.
Yeah.
But men, they do it in certain circumstances, but it has to make sense.
Yeah, for them.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, I'm going to potentially make $100,000 at this business meeting. I'm not about to cancel, reschedule, or miss it for you.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
And it's not that you're not a priority because you still are, but it's the bigger picture.
Yeah. It's like when I get this money, it's like you're going to want me to spend it with you, some on you, maybe do something for you.
Yeah.
Or just knowing that, all right, my man just secured a $100,000 deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that aspect. Yeah. But a lot of women, and I will say this from a women's standpoint because I've been there, we don't want to hear it. We are just like,
even when it's communicated properly, you think we don't want to hear it? Because I feel like it depends on your delivery, right? If you're just gonna do it like you're blowing me off and you're not really like saying like, hey babe, like loop me in.
No, that's
you get what I'm saying to you? Because then I'll be in my feelings like, damn, like we do date night every Wednesday. What's going on tonight? And you're just blowing me off. Just an example, right?
I feel like if you guys do date night every Wednesday, he's gonna communicate that, babe, this Wednesday I can't do date night. Now, some men, depending on the aspect of our relationship, they're gonna feel comfortable letting you in or not. Now, that's why I try to always make sure me and my man are comfortable. Like, we can try to communicate. And even if we can't communicate, we are actively, like, involved in each other's lives as far as, like, okay, my love language, I want to make money with my dude. Like, some type of way, even if we're not getting money together, right? You help me with my business, I help you with yours. Like, we're actively talking about things. You know, I want to be able to go out to dinner and talk to you about what's on my mind or how was work or how's the restaurant going, you know? So it's like, okay, I want to be involved in your finances in a sense, you know? And some dudes are like, no, you know? And I'm like, okay, you're going to get that from me too then.
When it's your turn, who want to know what I have going on.
It's like, you don't need to know. Or they feel like, oh, you don't really involve me in your life. Or I don't know what's going on. But it's like, you don't do the same for me.
It has to be a two-way street, pretty much.
So just circling back, if you know my dude is on, he on that money wave right now. He's like, yo, we gonna find out a way to make this vision come true. You're gonna be understanding that, listen, babe, Wednesday we can't have date night because I have a meeting. Now he might not just say, I can't do date night. That goes back to your communication.
Yeah.
If he's open with you, listen, babe, I got this meeting, this dude. So listen, date night, we gonna be able to go on date night vacations after. You know, but if he's like, and if he's not sure about you or he feel like you're not sure about him, he's not gonna open up to you.
Yeah.
He's not gonna let you know his moves. He might let you know his moves, but not how much money he's making or what he's working on or how he's working on this because he can potentially make this. So because he know that he's working on $1 million plan, but he's not sure about you, he's not gonna let you in on those plans. But if he's like, yo, I feel like I see her where I'm going, or we can have a future together, or I might want her there, or I'm sure about her. Because sometimes dudes are iffy too, but at that moment, if they're sure about you,
they want you involved.
They want you involved.
Yeah.
And it's a us. It's a we. It's not a, well, when you do this, or when I get here, I'm going to do this for you, or when I get there, I'm going to bring you here. It's like we striving to go to the top together. And when you guys are actively building, like, and that's men and women, men will build a woman. Women will build a man, because I've been there. But we don't want to build together. In a sense, it's like, oh, I want a man that got money, that got a car, that got his own house, who got his own business, he got his own things going on, right? One, you think he don't got a woman or somebody around or prospects or people? You know what I mean? Or two, you don't think that he want his woman to have something going on, have her shit together, or have something on those list of things that he has that she wants him to have?
Exactly. You gotta have what you're asking for.
Or at least look like it.
Yeah.
At least look like it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like some dudes, they are okay with taking a woman who's on a rise, but she has potential. And she's motivating him, and she's stroking his ego, and she's his peace. And they can have that open line of communication. And she wants to help him build. She don't want to live in this facade world of he needs to come built already. Because I've dated men who have come built already. And they ain't trying to build with you. Sometimes they are, but they already so far gone.
Yeah.
And they feel like you're so far behind that they're not going to waste their time. They're rather help you or give you a leg up, you know? But they don't really respect you in a sense of like, they may cheat on you. And this is not all men. But it's rare, you know? But the average guy that you may come across who's built already, he's cocky, he's arrogant, he knows who he is. He knows his self-worth. He knows that he can have umpteenth amount of women. They hit on him all day. He can go to the gym, bar, club, here, doesn't matter, car wash. You know he's gonna meet a woman or can approach a woman and she's gonna talk to him.
Yeah.
So it's really hard for you to kind of come in and knock that wall down.
Yeah.
Or even infiltrate that structure.
Just to get in.
Yeah, like you trying to get next to him, but he's unlinkable. He's unreachable. It's hard for you to get next to him. He's like, he's keeping you on the end. He might take you on a date. He probably have sex with you. Might court you around a little bit.
It's
but
not going to be serious.
It's nothing serious, you know?
Yeah.
And I've been that type of woman for dudes before. And I felt like, I got to step my shit up, Zena.
Was that some motivation?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, this dude, like, it makes you feel a little bit more inferior. And they not saying it. They not going to do it. They're not even going to make you feel inferior, but subconsciously you do.
Yes.
And if you, some women are just going to be like, oh, fuck that nigga. Some women are going to be like, nah, I got to get my shit up. It depends on how you take it, how your mindset is at the time, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Some women are going to be like, fuck you, nigga. You think you all lie?
Or even, I'll take what I'm getting from him.
Yeah.
You know?
But then you get very little.
Yeah.
You could get so much more. You telling me you are with a high value man who may be worth millions, right? Maybe worth millions. May even not have the millions, but has made millions. Has $1 million plan that he's currently making hundreds of thousands on, but he's trying to get to $1 million.
Yeah.
You may have a dude that's still at the bottom. He has a plan, but he hasn't started implementing yet. There's various different stages.
Absolutely,
you know?
yes.
But sometimes, depending on where you catch him at, you can either help him grow, y'all could grow together, or he's just gonna pull you along. Now, as a woman, you gotta decide which stage you want to be at with that man. Like with me, I'm not building men. I've gotten cars in my name for dudes. I'm not ashamed to say it. I've done things for dudes. Yo, baby, you need a few dollars. I'm okay. I'm that female. Because I know when I need it, he's gonna do it for me, or he has done it for me, or it's been reciprocated, and it's vice versa
Yeah.
now. And that's okay. You telling me you was making all of this money, coming home, here, babe, this for you. I got you this. Hold this down, this and that. Let's go here. But when you down and out, I can't hold you down. It's kind of
I'm
messed
not
up.
exactly, because
But
now that's not a
everybody does it.
partnership.
A lot of women do it though.
A lot of women do, and I feel like
And that's
when
okay.
men meet women like you and I,
Mhm.
who are like, I'm gonna hold you down because you, not even just because you held me down, it's just like we have a connection, or I see something.
Reciprocation. Yeah,
Exactly.
reciprocating.
They're so taken aback because they're not used to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
But you know why? That's their fault. Because they're not
they're
dating
choosing
those
the
type of
wrong.
women. And that's where I say men, they know what they want and they know the type of women that they want, but they will date the complete opposite. And it has to do with, like you said, insecurities. You know, a woman
But
like
that's
me,
women too, though.
yeah, it is.
It's
I pushed away some
let's say
good dudes.
people.
People.
Because I don't want to make it seem like we're like men, men, men. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, people know what they want, but they either
Self
settle
sabotage,
or.
self sabotage, or settle,
Mhm.
or they're not willing to change, you know, like, and that's a really big thing because even I had to change, you know what I mean, like, and as a woman I always was pointing a finger, you, I want him to change, I want him, you know, and vice versa. Men, she is her, she's the problem,
Yeah.
she's toxic, she's this, you know. But it's like, what am I doing to cause that, or what did I do to cause that reaction from him or her, you know?
It's accountability.
But nobody wants to take accountability.
No.
And even for me, I really had to really say, you know what? This is the type of man I want to date. This is the type of man I like. This is the type of woman I want to be friends with. The type of woman I want to be in business with. How does the person I am fit into that? How do we come together? You know, like, am I the type of person that she would want to be friends with? Am I the type of person that he wants to date? This man is just, you could glorify whoever, even the female. Sometimes be like, oh, she's got a nice body, she got a nice house, she's in her career. I want to be in that career. You know, we glorify them and we put them on a pedestal, but it's like,
What's a character?
yeah, like do you fit that lifestyle? Do you have those characteristics? Do you have those morals and principles it takes to be that person?
Yeah.
You know, but
And what are you doing for yourself to become that person?
absolutely.
You know, it's easy to glorify from the outside looking in.
How's your daily life and your tasks getting you there? You know,
Yeah.
it's so easy to just get caught up, and the days fly by. As you can see, we in March already. April's about to be here.
Yeah.
And it's just like that push, you know, like so many of us are that push for other people. But when are you going to get behind yourself and push yourself? And that's the hardest thing, getting out of bed and just doing it for yourself, not for your child, not for your man, not for your woman, not for your family, but for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, that motivation is going to keep you going always.
That's
But
a
if you're not
fact.
getting out of bed or you're not doing something for yourself and pushing yourself, you're never going to do it. Or you're never going to complete it at a reasonable rate because you're just doing it. You're just going through the motions.
You're not intentional.
Yeah,
It's the intention. Set your
absolutely.
intention, have your plan, and stick to it. And be active. Actively work towards what you want. It's so easy to become stagnant and to be comfortable.
Absolutely.
Or when you get one thing, it's so easy
Comfortable.
to be comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm good with this. Now, unlock another level.
Absolutely.
You feel me? Like,
But you know what I will say?
wrap us up. Wrap
You
us up on a good note.
cannot associate you cannot associate action with achievement, okay? And so many of us associate, I'm so busy every day, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Your actions, you're busy physically, but what are you actually achieving?
That's a fact.
And when you sit back and you look and say, well, I was so busy this day, but what did you achieve and what did you accomplish? You'll start to plan and visualize your days differently.
That is a fact.
But on that note, Zena, I just want to say thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure to wrap up Women's History Month. You guys are here with your girl, Chef Deliche. And I just want to say,
honestly, though, you did that.
okay, I didn't know what, at the end I got brain fart, but
Nah, you did that.
Okay.
Don't tell them. Yeah. I'm gonna close this out.
Okay.
I shall see you guys next week. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Do you want to drop your handle? Like, I know you keep saying it, but like, do the spell and everything for them.
Absolutely. So, everyone, my name is Yvette. I'm also known as Chef Deliche, and my Instagram is ChefDeliche. and everything we make is delicious. Check us out. New York City, Brooklyn Chicken and Lobster is my location in Brownsville. Hope to see you soon.
Yes, go get you some good food.
Yeah.
I'm so green. I'm like, you gotta cook for me.
Absolutely, I am.
I'm like, I gotta come to
Next time
Brooklyn.
we're gonna have some food and some bites. That would be
Every time I interview a chef, I'm like, why you bring me no food? I'm just greedy.
I know.
Pay me no mind. It's to the point where, hold on, this lady actually DM'd me and was like, I want to cook for you because I need to write her back because
Yeah,
I don't know
you
how to send
should.
it in, but
That would be cool. That might be another
yeah.
spin-off for another show.
It would be a lot of fun.
That would be cool.
I've
I'm
been
definitely
thinking about it.
interested.
Well, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure. And you guys, go check her out for real, for real. Like, if you need some food, you need some catering done, holla at your girl. Send a
We do
consultation.
it all: catering, private chef services. We have the meal preps, and we also have the location. If you don't need a catering
If you want to
event
come
at the
in.
moment, just come in, grab some food, check us out. We're always there. I'm literally there every day. I'm about to go there right now. Business owners never sleep, and if they do, just look up your favorite business owner. I'm pretty sure they up crack of dawn, 5 a.m., and they don't sleep until the work is done. And even then, they're up before you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's know.
Correct.
Business makes the world go round.
Alrighty, I love that. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.
Mwah.